Greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed is right. Greed works.
Hey everyone, Turd Flinging Monkey, how you doing? I watched a video from Canadian MGTOW a few days ago called The Cost of Love in Canada 2015 MGTOW, which I'll link to in the description. And in this video, Canadian MGTOW goes into the escalating costs of dating, courtship, and marriage in 2015. I decided to put my own spin on the economics of dating and marriage with Canadian MGTOW's blessing. Please check out his channel and subscribe to him if you haven't already. His content is visually impressive, and his rendition of Beyonce's I Have a Butt is hilarious. Anyway, let's look at the long-term costs of marriage and divorce and compare those to professional service alternatives. I'll be using a lot of statistics, and I'll be posting links in the description for anyone interested. Let's get started. The US median income is around $50,000 per year. So for the remainder of this video, we will assume the subject earns that much to keep our figures simple and consistent. The average living expense for a single person in the US is $15,648 per year, including rent, clothing, basic food, and cleaning supplies. Keep in mind that if this sounds modest, it's because it's based on college students, who are known for being broke and is barely above the poverty line. Let's say this single person spent the next 2 years dating and courting a young Nawalt, eventually marrying her at the end of the second year. In Canadian MGTOW's video regarding the cost of love in Canada, he places the cost of this 2-year courtship at about $23,232.96 per year in Canadian dollars. At the current exchange rate of 0.8, that would equal $18,586.37 in US dollars per year, which is more than the entire living expense that the single man would spend over the same year. Now, admittedly, many of these are one-time expenses, such as the wedding and honeymoon, so what does it cost afterwards as our young couple begins having children? Let's assume that our example couple has 2 children. The basic budget of a family of 4 with 2 parents and 2 children ranges from $48,166 per year in Mississippi, the cheapest state, to $94,676 per year in New York, the most expensive state. The median cost is $63,364 for modest living standards. This is above our subject's $50,000 per year income, which means in order to secure a proper standard of living, his wife will have to work and earn a living as well, or the husband will have to get a second job. So in this idealized scenario based on average incomes and cost of living, a man goes from earning $50,000 a year while only spending $15,648, allowing him to save or invest over $19,000 a year after taxes, to spending $18,568.37 in order to court a woman, and then spending an average $63,364 each year to support his family. Rather than have $19,000 extra each year, he must now either get a second job or his wife will have to get a job as well, but keep in mind that childcare costs will destroy most of his wife's earnings. Now let's assume that our subject is in the unfortunate 50% of the married population that gets divorced. Let's say that he goes back to living on only $15,648 a year like he did when he was single, but now must also pay child support and alimony. Child support is based on net income, so first we must calculate taxes. Our subject makes $50,000 a year, which puts him in the 25% federal tax bracket. Let's also assume he lives in a state with a combined 5% state and local tax, which means he'll be paying 37% of his income to the government, or $18,500. The additional 7% is for FICA taxes to pay for entitlements. So our subject is left with $31,000, which will be used to pay his ex-wife $650 per month per child, or $1,300 a month, or $15,600 a year in child support. Alimony is also based on net income and equals about 20%, with some states imposing a ceiling of $30,000 a year. With a net income of $31,500, 20% would equal $6,300 a year. In total, our subject is sending his ex-wife $21,900 out of his net income. Our subject is left with $9,600 for himself, and he hasn't even paid for his own cost of living yet, which is a very modest $15,648 a year and barely above the poverty line. This leaves him with negative $6,048. Looks like our subject needs to get a second job, or maybe even a third, simply to avoid going to prison for back child support. Our unfortunate subject earning average income is now a wage slave to his ex-wife. Even if our subject finds a better paying job, his ex-wife will take him to court and raise his child support and alimony payments in order to get her cut. Even if she has a new boyfriend move in with her, our subject will still have to pay her alimony for the rest of her life unless she gets married again, which she has no incentive to do as long as she's collecting money from him. Alpha fucks and beta bucks, as the saying goes. So let's review. A single man earning the average wage of $50,000 can live on $15,648 on average and have over $19,000 in disposable income after taxes to do with as he pleases. A married man earning the same $50,000 requires an average $63,364 each year to support his family of four, requiring his wife to work or for him to get a second job. Needless to say, he no longer has any disposable income and is most likely either living paycheck to paycheck or getting himself into trouble with debt and credit in order to sustain his family's lifestyle. A divorced man earning the same $50,000 a year and paying the average rates for child support, alimony, and supporting a modest standard of living barely above the poverty line has negative $6,048 each year, and will be sent to jail for back child support if he doesn't work multiple jobs or overtime in order to support his ex-wife and whichever man she's fucking in his house. Okay, so now let's look at alternatives using professional services. What does a wife or girlfriend do for a man? I can think of three things. A woman can cook her man a nice dinner when he gets home from work, she can keep his house clean, and she can satisfy him sexually. Can a man get these services satisfied by professionals? Yes, and 2 out of 3 are completely legal. Let's look at professional cleaning services first. The price varies and could run anywhere from $50 to $350 a month to have your house cleaned twice a month, depending on the size of the house. And this is assuming that a single man requires cleaning services at all. The next is a hot home-cooked meal. The cost of takeout runs between $32.60 and $66.81 per person, depending on the fanciness of the restaurant. I'm not talking McDonald's here, I'm talking about eating good. 5 takeout meals per week will cost between $652 and $1,336.60 a month for gourmet cuisine. The last thing is sex, and although prostitution is illegal in most states, dating itself is a form of prostitution. If the prospect of buying a hooker offends you, it's really the same as dating, but more honest. Your average call girl is going to run between $150 and $300 per service. There are so-called high-class call girls that will set you back anywhere between $2,000 and $10,000 per hour, but let's put that aside and let's just assume we stick with your garden variety crack whores and Asian massage parlors. The average married couple has sex twice a week, so let's assume that you use the services of a call girl twice a week as well. Altogether, the combined services of the professional cleaners, restaurants, and call girls will set you back $22,824 to $49,039.20 per year, and that's assuming that you eat takeout 5 times a week and bang hookers twice a week. In comparison, being married costs our subject an additional $47,716 in additional cost of living expenses and exposes him to a 50-50 chance of becoming a wage slave to his ex-wife if she should choose to divorce him for any or no reason whatsoever. There's also no obligation on the wife to cook for him, clean for him, or even have sex with him. About 5% of married couples younger than 40 report having no sex over the past year. So I think the case is overwhelming. Marriage not only doesn't make sense due to the inherent risks and misandric laws involved, but it doesn't even save you money or enhance your life. Why marry a woman who has no incentive to cook, clean, or fuck you, and who can leave you at any time with half your money, your kids, and your freedom, when you can get all those services cheaper, guaranteed, and with none of the risks associated with divorce? One final note, I don't advocate the use of prostitutes, but I use them here to show how replaceable a woman's sexuality is when you get down to it. A hooker can still get pregnant and sue you for child support, extort abortion money from you, or just give you an STD because their vagina is a septic tank. You can probably take a girl on a date and have sex with her for less than the $150 to $300, which is what a call girl would cost anyway. Again, I'm only using call girls for demonstrative purposes. In the end, all women are essentially prostitutes looking to sell their pussy to the best John they can find in the form of marriage. Don't overpay for the pussy, gentlemen. Even if you're ugly or socially awkward, you can get a high-class call girl that's disease-free for a few $1,000s. You can treat yourself on your birthday or something if it means that much to you. And you'll have plenty of money to do so with all the money you save switching to MGTOW. That's it for this video. All the links for the statistics I mentioned are in the description. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and like, comment, favorite, and share this video with anyone you think it might help. Thank you and have a good one.
So hey, Celestina here. I know TFM made this video in 2015 and all, but I think that it's worth mentioning that sex dolls and robots are an even more attractive option than hookers and call girls. Like TFM said, a hooker or call girl is going to cost you $150 to $300, and that's for your average crack whore single mom hooker. If you have sex with this walking STD factory between 7 and 14 times, you've spent at least $2,000. You can get a beautiful sex doll that feels like the real thing, looks better than the real thing, and is completely risk-free for the same price, and instead of only being able to use the doll 7 to 14 times, you can have as much sex as you want. If you take care of your waifu, she'll last for years, and she'll pay for herself many times over. This makes marriage and even dating an unattractive financial option. The only thing a woman can provide that a doll can't are children, but according to law, those children don't belong to you, they belong to her. She can take her children at any time, and you'll be a wage slave for kids you will never see because you're too busy working multiple jobs to keep up with your child support and avoid prison. So anyway, just wanted to add this little addendum to this video. Thank you for your time.